Awesome. Okay, so our welcome everybody, and we're here to just have a little chat today. There's been a whole lot of buzz and excitement right now going on. Of course, we've been having these 11-day whole body resets for, gosh, 9, 10 months now. So, and they've been super successful. People who come back, people who are bringing people in, and people just, feeling better and reaching their health goals and all. But we recently found out about, I love the way Sean Escobar puts it, an enhancement to the 11-day whole body reset. The 11-day or 9-day system, 11-day program has been around for the 18 years that Isogenics has been around for. And it was like the system that started the company off. So it's really tried and true. And we're just super excited because there's a group of people led by the Escobars, Sean and his wife Crystal, and of course they are Tony Escobar's son, is Tony Escobar's son, and we of course know him as like one of the first isogenics pioneers. So, and what was so interesting to me, I was told about it by Brad, who is here with us today, Brad Seay. And what I loved is when he put me into the Facebook group and all, I went in there and I saw so many of my Isogenics brothers and sisters who not even, on our team, not on our team, on various teams, just kind of across the board. And people that, I know are serious about their health, their nutrition, their income, all that. So not people who just, people who really know what they're doing with this. So I was really, really super impressed with that. So today I just want Brad. I mean, Rick, do you have anything to add before we get Brad in?
No.
Okay. So I just would love Brad. Brad's done one 11-day ER shred, which, like I said, we have the whole body reset. And of course, people can do the whole body reset the way it is, if that's what they're comfortable with. But we want people to have this option and this information available to them if they would like to try this as an enhancement and as a way to reach their health goals, in a slightly different way. So I'd love Brad. Brad, I'd love you to just talk about your experience and how it was and
Sure.
your results, and then we'll kind of have like a little Q&A. Sound good?
Yeah. Um, I'm a little bit nervous. This is the first time for me doing this and being like the main speaker of the Zoom, but I'll give it a shot. So I have done the normal 11-day whole body reset a few times, like years ago when I was with Rick under Rick and Natasha, and then again recently. What was it? 2 months ago, I guess I started and I did the 11-day, and like Natasha was saying, the results are phenomenal, even with that program alone. Um, However, uh, the ER shred for me is has been amazing. It's my definitely my new lifestyle, my new way of life. I love it. It's just another vehicle. It's not a diet. It's fueling your body at a cellular level, like just like the normal 11-day reset. So where do I begin? Uh, I found out just looking through Isogenics information, and I came across Sean Escobar's information. His dad, Tony, was the one who introduced the 9-day deep cleanse, the normal 9-day deep cleanse that we do to Isogenics. And Sean took it to a new level and revamped it, and it's backed by science and peer reviewed, and it's just been amazing. ER shred. E stands for elimination. R stands for reset, and shred. So there's three major components to the ER shred. Number one is Isoline Pro Shake. I have it here. I don't know. You guys know how awesome the shakes are, but the Isoline Pro, it's actually better to use. And what they explain, the Isoline Pro is the best one to use because of the nutrition content within the shake. Uh, it's backed by independent peer review science. The integrity of the ingredient sourcing is at its highest quality. You're getting undenatured uh, grass-fed whey protein and an abundance of amino acids. So it's the perfect formulation of ingredients, and that's the first component of that's the ER shred. Let me see. Also, with this, you have, well, I'll go into, you can't just go anywhere to find this. Obviously, it's with Isogenics, and um, it's about your immune system and your gut health. It's not, and losing weight is not just about building muscle, but that definitely is part of this program. As it is now, you can blend it and drink it, and it works great. Just like they've always told us from the beginning, they say immediately drink it within 15 minutes. Well, now they found through science that if you incubate the shake, meaning if you mix the water between 70 and 100 degrees and blend it like normal and let it sit for 30 to 45 minutes, this incubation process takes your utilization of your nutrients from you getting 30% drinking it normally up to 90%. So there's a scientific, well, there's a specific enzyme in the shake called protease, which needs to be heated to be activated. So what we do is trick it by blending it in the 70 to 100 degree water. It sets the protease in motion to start the digestion process. I'm reading this because I'm not the science person. I just know how it works and what it's been doing for me. It's fibers in your body. It breaks it down into a simpler form for digestion. So your body normally drinking it, your body sets this into process. But if you do it before, it does it on its own. It tricks it and starts this process, so your body doesn't have to break it down, and your small intestine absorbs all of these proteins and vitamins and nutrients and bumps that utilization up to 90%, from 30 to 90%, which is amazing. And
That's
on this,
amazing.
yeah,
That's
on
Brad.
this,
And honestly, that's it's a protocol that we've learned about through Peter Greenlaw and his talks. He talks about incubating the shake and all. So I know it's not a new concept to either Rick or I or June, because we've been followers of Peter Greenlaw. But it's just what was amazing to see is how they're incorporating that incubation into this program and what a difference it makes in people's results through
right.
this program. Yeah.
It's been awesome.
So a couple of questions while we have on the incubation of the shake, and this is a couple of things going on back and forth in the Facebook group also, is they recommend the Isoline Pro, right? But
right.
You can use the regular Isoline shake as well and add on like a scoop of Isopro to it, correct?
Right. You can the best ratios you're going to get is with the Isoline Pro. However, you can incubate the Isoline shake also, and I think the ratio is 1.5 scoops of Isoline, and you blend it and let that sit, and then you'll add the Isopro afterward because it doesn't have the enzymes in it.
Okay.
Isoline Pro have the enzymes. So after incubation, you would add the other scoop of Iso Pro.
Gotcha. But this is not for the whole blend shakes, right?
Right. Only Isoline and Isoline Pro.
Okay. All right. So that's good to know. And yeah, so the incubation. So that's and we're still doing, those are the shake days where we're doing our shakes those days in this way, right?
Right.
And then talk about, go ahead.
2 shakes per day.
Yeah. So then talk about the meal.
Okay, so the meal that's where the elimination part comes into, because we're eliminating pretty much most of our normal diet, but it's all meat cooked in butter and salt. That's eliminating soy. Yeah, it sounds odd, but you're eliminating soy, dairy, sugars, gluten, and those types of things. So quality animal meat and fats are not our enemies. Meat consumption's been associated with lower rates of heart disease, less anxiety, depression, lower rates of or less colon cancer, lower oxidative stress and inflammation, and other, so many other things. So that helps. So in the 11 days, you're only going to have 7 of these meals if you think about it in an 11-day period. If you're just doing the 11-day ER shred, it's 7 days of meat meals cooked with butter and pink Himalayan salt, and you eat as much as you want until you're full. One big meal a day until you're full, and you'll feel. I promise you, you're going to feel satiated, and throughout the whole day, makes it so much easier. And the other 4 days are obviously our normal cleanse days, but there's a little bit of extra in that as well. So, any
Go ahead and
questions?
share that. Oh yeah. So on the meals, it can be one big meal, or can it be 2 smaller meals, and or it should just be the one meal with 2 shakes?
You can do. I'm sure you can do that. It's not made to make it a miserable process. So,
Right.
but I recommend one big meal,
Yeah.
just 11-day ER shred. It's one big meat meal. I mean, you can have chicken, steak, fish, whatever any type of meat that you want to have.
Protein. Yeah.
Right.
I saw this picture on the ER shred with these 40-ounce tomahawk ribeye steaks with giant scallops on top. People
Yeah.
like tearing it up.
So Lindsay and my wife Lindsay,
slabs of butter on it.
Yeah, I made burgers and steaks and crab legs, with butter, and it's been great. It's been so easy. And I've actually continued to eat that way after I've completed the shred, and I'm doing 3 in a row. I'm just waiting for my more cleanse to arrive in the mail.
Okay, yeah, because the one thing I think when I've explained it a bit, people sort of get wiggy, because we've always been like, diets don't work, and we're not really for, kind of like, the diets out there, or is this Atkins, or is it keto and all, and it's not, because because I guess you're doing the protein and the fat during your meal, but you are getting the carbs and your other things with the shakes, right?
Everything, right. Anything that may be lacking, that you would think you're lacking from your meat meals, you're getting everything else within your 2 shakes in the day.
Gotcha.
All the nutrients that you need. It's an amazing.
Gotcha.
I've been trying to find something better, and so far with the ratios of what the Isoline Pro has, I personally can't find anything yet. But I'm looking. I'm open to, if anyone has seen something better, let me know.
Yeah.
So can I get a little nerdy here, just a little bit?
Sure.
Because
you
we are good.
You're talking over me now, but
no. I just want to validate what Brad has said about the value of the Isoline Pro shakes and the Isoline shakes in general. Because Peter Greenlaw, who is part of creating this, is an Isogenics, done very successful. He travels the world speaking about nutrition to people. And he actually became friends with an oncology doctor called Dr. Rosario, who's a world-renowned oncologist who had been using whey-based protein to assist his patients. He had been using grass-fed, whey-based, undenatured whey protein for his patients, his cancer patients, and he found that it was successful in keeping them alive longer. And so he actually conducted an experiment where he warmed up 10 to 15 to 20 different shakes, and ours happened to be one of them. Ours happened to be one of the undenatured, grass-fed, whey-based proteins shakes that he used. And what he found in the process, as Brad was explaining earlier, is that every shake that he warmed up pretty much maintained the value to the body of somewhere between 15 and 30% usage of the value of the protein and everything in it. But also what he found with our shakes, because it has vitamins, minerals, and so many other ingredients that other whey-based undenatured shakes don't have, that, as Brad was explaining earlier, it created that protease enzyme to really explode and really come alive, and which created 90% usage of the value of the shakes there. So I think Peter Greenlaw discovered this probably about 10 to 15 years ago, and he's been using this, and we've been kind of sporadically, incubating our shakes as well. So I just wanted to kind of just put the background of the science, and what Dr. Ruggiero found was not only did his clients live longer, but they flourished longer. I mean, they were really, really active, and it really helped them out a lot. So if it can help cancer patients kind of live longer, live healthier, live with vitality, it actually really helped them. And some, I think live longer and in their expectations, and are still alive, that use this protocol, that it's got to be of value to us. So I just wanted to kind of throw that in there, that this is definitely a science-based, research laboratory conducted process.
Awesome. And Brad, so go ahead.
That 30 to 45 minute incubation process, you can drink it anytime after that to get that 90% absorption, but also you have up to 12 hours to drink it. So I know sometimes it can be a pain to make that thing, like if you get up early to go to work in the morning or something, and you want to have your shake incubated, you do it the night before, set it in the refrigerator overnight. After that 30 to 45 minute period, then put it in the refrigerator, take it out in the morning, blend it, reblend it with ice again if you want, and drink it down, and you're getting that 90% full absorption.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, and a couple of things, because I know people who are already doing the regular 11-day reset will, I'm trying to think of questions that might come up, and that, so we always talk about 2 shakes a day and a meal and a couple of snacks in the day. So what happens to the snacks?
Okay, so once we go into cleanse day, so if you
not the cleanse days, just even on the shake days,
on the shake, okay,
is it just the shakes and the meal and no snacks, or
you can have snacks, you can have your ISA snacks, or you can have jerky, just if you carry around beef jerky or something like that.
So it's on the protein side. So it's like, I remember I saw Crystal sitting by the pool snacking on pork rinds. So,
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
They say like a handful or so on those days. I would personally, I didn't do that within the ER shred. That kind of came after the 11-day ER shred, where I started adding those other things like the pork rinds and other little snacks that they recommend.
Okay.
So I actually tried a new one of hers today. It was the isoline shake. Half of it, you blend half of it and let it do the incubation, and you put 1 egg in there and mix that in with a half teaspoon of honey and some salt and something else I'm missing. The egg, honey, salt. I think that's about it. And you mix that up and microwave it for 2 minutes, half of the shake, and it makes like a pudding type. You put the ghee butter on it at the end after you cook it for 2 minutes in the microwave, and it turned out pretty good.
Oh wow, that sounds amazing.
Different, a little snack after you do your 11-day, but it was good. Awesome. Different.
Cool. And then water intake, we're still drinking, good amounts of water.
Still at least half of your body weight in ounces per day, minimum.
I did read.
I probably go through it probably 1.5 of these things per day at least.
Wow. I did read that they said just for the 11-day shred, to leave out the Ionic Supreme.
Yes.
Yeah. For those of us
we're going to the basics with just Isoline Pro, your snacks, which we haven't really gotten into yet, the cleanse days, but this is the lifesaver so far for me on cleanse days, is the collagen bone, which helps keep you very satiated, on those days, because honestly, it can be miserable for some people.
Oh
Some
yeah.
people hate the cleanse days. It can be very miserable. And that just makes it so you can have up to 3 of these per day. And it
Okay.
just makes it's so much better with
So
that.
let's get into the cleanse days. We're doing the same 4 cleanses per day through
So
the
you're
day, drinking a lot of water.
right, you're gonna have up to 6 snacks.
Mm-hmm.
Something John recommended as take one of these every 2 hours, up to 6 snacks per day, and one tablet with one little almond. If you bite, chew those up together, it's actually not. It's pretty good.
Okay.
That's what he recommended. That's what I did. It worked for me. Um, the collagen bone broth, up to 3 of these per day. I have the chicken herb flavor here, but I like the vegetable one better.
Oh,
Just
good to know.
my personal preference. Now, you're still taking your natural accelerator with your first shake in the morning, and your cleanse. You're going to have your cleanse for life that you'll do 4 times per day.
Right.
So what I read from this and what I take from this and what I read about it is they're eliminating as much sugar as possible.
Right.
Your shake has sugar in it, so that's the amount of sugar for. So for those of you who loves the isodelites, no isodelites
For the
for the 11
day.
day.
Yeah,
No
we
added
just realized.
sugars. That's why you don't use other types of vegetables or other things that the normal 11 day says you can snack on. You can't do that. So peanut butter or celery or apple or any of that. If you're doing the 11-day shred, then it's strictly utilizing Isogenics products in the snack wafer. And like Brad said, maybe an almond with it, probably unsalted, I would imagine, or it could be salted, I guess.
You get yes.
Yeah, and you're using those the bone broths for that's it, and water. So there's no using other isogenic snacks or anything outside of that for snacking purposes. Correct?
Right. Exactly. So I just wrote down by 12 hours, your body goes into ketosis and starts to break down the fat and burn it. By 18 hours, your body's in fat burning mode and generating like significant ketones. So, and within 24 hours, your cells are increasingly recycling old components and breaking down misfolded proteins. And this is autophagy, which is an important process for cellular tissue and rejuvenation. And it also peaks your growth hormone in your body. And that after 48 hours, your growth hormone levels are up to 5 times more than they were when you started the fast. So, which is very good.
Amazing. Yeah. So people who are taking vitamins, they continue to take vitamins, or is that, do you know anything about that on people on our Ageless Essentials? I guess we can ask in the group too.
Yeah, I would say because of the elimination part of it, you're eliminating everything out of it. And
Okay.
they're not against vegetables and different things like this, but those are things that afterwards that you implement into your diet, a little bit at a time, one thing at a time, like they were saying, you know, if you want to try broccoli with your meat and then maybe some kale or something, just an example, but those things together might have a adverse effect in your system that you don't really know about. So that's why your body's going through this reset process, so you can see which foods that once you implement them back into your diet, which ones might be messing with your system a little bit, that you can figure out and eliminate
I
from your
think
diet.
I want to just stress too, part of what I think Escobar was doing with this was because he was having issues with his gut. And
Right.
part of the process was to eliminate things and also incubating the shake for those who have gut issues around dairy. It gets rid of all 100% of the dairy. So you don't have any dairy related issues, gut related issues when you do incubate the shake versus not incubating the shake. And I think I read, Brad, where like you're saying, he suggests reintroducing things into your diet so you can determine what works for your body and what doesn't.
Right.
So therefore, by implementing more, because we're totally veggies, we love whole foods, we love all that stuff. But by putting stuff in slowly, you can determine what works for you and what doesn't. and then you can either get rid of it totally, or if you want to deal with the inconvenience because you love it, then that's up to you.
Yeah. So anything else, Brad, that you were?
So before we do this, so it's the 11-day, the same basic process. The protocol is the same in terms of when you take your 2 shakes a day during your shake days, you're instituting the meat, meat only into your meal. That's your one meal for the day. Is your meal, your fork and knife meal is all meat and butter and salt.
And seafood.
But it's meat. It's meat. And then you're having the snack wafers if you need them through the day on shake days, along with maybe an almond with that. And on your cleanse days, you're doing the exact same cleansing 4 times a day, 4 ounces of the liquid or powder. I augment mine by putting some water, so I make it about 6 to 8 ounces total. And what we're saying on those days is you're using the bone broth 3 times, up to 3 times throughout that day, and along snacks with snack wafers, the isogenic snacks only, and maybe one almond to go with that isogenic snacks, and up to 6 of those through a cleansed day. So the basic framework and structure is the same. We're just substituting the Isoline Pro shake, and we're incubating that for 30 to 45 minutes. And then we're also on shake days, we're using meat only as our meal. And for cleanse days, we're just changing that up to no using isodolites or any other types of substitutes, but using the bone broths and the isogenic snacks, along with 4 ounces of liquid or powder 4 times throughout the day.
Yeah, that's awesome. And honestly, I just have to say, when he says meat, I have to add in that's like seafood and protein and all, but it's also butter and salt.
I just want to be careful.
That makes me very happy.
I just want to be careful with protein because vegetables have protein.
Right.
And so do so you can use. People might misunderstand protein but this is a no veggie.
Any type of meat or meat and eggs.
Okay, eggs too. Yeah. Awesome.
And I forgot one more thing is any coffee drinkers?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. So we can drink black coffee on our meat days.
Okay.
And what Sean had recommended was he incubated his shake overnight, left it in the refrigerator. Well, in the morning when you go to the refrigerator, it makes this layer on top of it, and he uses that as his creamer and his coffee in the morning if you use creamer. That with some butter, like the bulletproof coffee you have there that you can have on your meal days. No coffee on
cleanse days.
Right. And I love the Isoline. I love the Isogenics coffee. So Isogenics coffee black is great.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's good because I take it with creamer. So this is a great idea. Yeah. Wonderful. So do you, Brad, tell us about your results, like the 11-day shred when you did it. Like, how did, tell us how your results were.
What was the difference between the 11-day versus the 11-day shred, ER shred?
For me personally, as the protocol for it, I felt so much more satiated on the ER shred because I'm eating as much meat as I want on those days. Like I can eat a lot. So a 600 calorie meal that they recommend on the normal 11-day is, I know I'm eating way more in meat. And I just feel, I don't know, I just have so much more energy, recovering, from my work. I work out like 6 days a week. So my recovery from the workouts has improved. As far as my weight, I was cutting the weight pretty fast on the 11-day, but now that I've completed that, I've kind of bumped up my calorie. I didn't want to lose weight. I was wanting to gain more muscle, but you'll definitely see if you go to the site, the ER Shred site on the Facebook group, the results are amazing for everyone, all sizes and shapes and and ages. So everyone is benefiting from it. For me, my mental clarity was better. Just the recovery from workouts and my energy levels have increased dramatically. So that was number one for me. I originally got into it because of my cholesterol. That's why was told I had high cholesterol, and I'm going back soon to verify that I think it's going to be better. My results are going to be good.
Awesome.
That's great.
And I think too, just to put a fine point on what Brad said too, is that, this is a protocol you can follow for life. I mean, he said that this is something you can do for life and you can reintroduce things. So this is not a diet. Diets don't work. The beauty of isogenics and incorporating this protocol is that you can do this every day. And I think what Escobar says too, once you're out of this 11-day, he recommends minimum at least one shake a day, incubated shake, one a day. Now, a lot of people like me, I do two. I'm a 2 shake a day person. That's what works for me. But minimally, 1 shake a day, incubated shake a day is going forward, and also modifying your diet so you can learn what doesn't work for you and take that out.
So I think that's really important, the elimination point, because I did that years ago also, where we removed everything and then brought things in, and you really see how your body reacts to them. Because like you said, you could have broccoli and you could, but if you introduce just broccoli, you see everything's good. Then, if you introduce something else, it may not be good. So, and your body really tells you when your body's at that level of being reset and clean, you really feel it. Like it tells you, this is nice for me, this is no good for me. And it just takes the guesswork out of like feeling your best, and then not being bloated, not having those gut issues, being able to reach your, weight loss or your, just your energy level goals and things like that much easier. So I'm super excited.
And I just want to add too, for women, I always say for women that, watch the inches too and how your clothes fit, because pounds are different in how they release on men and women. But I've read a story about a woman who was a size 14 and she was in a size 8 now after doing the elimination ER shred a few times. And her body composition looked great, but it was still, she was still a full figured person, but she had gone down a lot of inches. So if you go from a 14 to an 8, that's losing a lot. And it may not necessarily be the weight loss on the scale versus how your body composition goes. So
Yeah.
it's a huge, huge difference.
Totally.
I can't wait to show. I mean, my on down, but my body has definitely changed within this process. And you guys, I'm sure you guys have seen it from where I started at. But
Oh, yeah.
it's very easy once I think you are all in Isogenics. If you're not, whatever website you go to, you're just going to go into the 9-day deep cleanse system. That's what you're going to order. But you're going to bump up. Don't forget to bump the shake up to the Isoline Pro, whatever flavor you want, and you may want to add one extra Isoline Pro shake. And then you're going to bump up this also, your bone broth. Don't forget that. It's awesome. And I think it comes out to right below like $270, I want to say, with shipping and everything.
Okay, so the price point's a bit higher because of the regular one.
And I think the reason why they add that extra Isoline Pro shake, and we kind of suggest this, is because once it's over, you'll be out. I mean, once you do the 11-day, you're out of all product. So the reason why they have you order that extra Isoline Pro shake is so that you have that shake for 15 more days, because it's a 15-day serving in each canister. So that's the reason why they suggest that. So you don't have to, because it's not part of the 11-day, but it's suggested that you do so that you have that post the 11-day over, at least you have that protein.
And I love the way it's so flexible that you can make it a part of your lifestyle. But, if you do the 11-day and say you want to start incorporating, say you love salads or you love vegetables or something, you want to incorporate some in, and you do it through the elimination reinitiation process, you can really see how it affects your body and still enjoy the foods that you want to as well. I mean, that's like brilliant lifestyle situation.
And part of the reason why I do this, because Tasha makes amazing food, amazing banana nut muffins,
Okay.
all this stuff, and gummy bears. I'm a gummy person, so I know that I can go into this 11-day if I want to and reshape. And even if I want to have fun, because we should have fun with life. We should have fun with food. And if you want to have fun with food and enjoy snacking and enjoy sweets, that's the beauty of what we do with Isogenics, is that you can always snap back. You can always utilize this protocol to bring yourself back into program. And you can also do, we're talking about this 11-day, but once you understand how this works, you can do a mini 11-day, meaning you could take like 3 to 5 days or 3 to 4 days and do a mini one, meaning that you'll do maybe 2 prep shake days along with 2 fasting days just to snap back really quickly, and you're done. Okay. So, and then you go back.
Let's keep it simple for these guys.
No, I'm just saying that that's the beauty of Isogenics, is you can utilize this and customize it.
It is. It's such a great lifestyle.
Once you've done the 11-day, you can learn how to customize this for yourself.
Absolutely. And I'm so excited because it's opened up such a broad, I mean, I just, just even people we know within our groups of people we can, sort of say, hey, there's this way, where they would have been stuck otherwise. Brad, anything you want to add? And I'd love it if June or Marcella or anyone has any questions.
I would say you're 100% going to, if you stick to this program, and not only doing it one time, but you can continue to do it depending on what your personal goals are. So if you need to lose 100 pounds, you can keep doing it back to back until you get to where you need to be. Or if you don't want to, and then, it's based on your own personal goals. So there's nothing unhealthy about continuing to stay on this and do it continue to do that.
Awesome. Awesome, Brad. Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. So with the shakes, we still do the 8 ounces of water and the 2 scoops of the shakes?
Right.
Okay.
And like room temperature up to 100-degree water. And like I said, let it sit for 30 to 45 minutes to incubate and drink it. Or you can at that point, you can add ice if you want to and reblend it and then drink it if you want, like them cold.
Right. Okay. And then we start with the 2 shake days and then the 2 cleanse and then 5.
Just like the normal 11-day, it's the same. It just shake meat shake days, and then and then your 2 days, 5 shake meat shake days, and then 2.
Got it. Okay.
Awesome. June, any questions? Yep.
And when I like to make burgers on my own, so I can't put any onions, just the meat and a little bit of the pink Himalayan salt. But can I put the butter in the pan and kind of fry it with the butter, or do I have to bake it?
No, I did that last night. I fried it with pan, and then you can put butter on it after you're done if you want.
And then on the and then on the shake days, the only snacks that we can have are the snacks with those almonds. We can't have anything else. No fruit, no nothing.
Nothing else.
Just meat.
No fruit, but you could have like the jerky or the. Although I think there was.
It does have like 45 calories in per packet in this, so
you can have that as a snack on a shake day.
Oh, and yes, also on shake days, if you want to have this, you can as well.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's actually good for your gut health. Also, this is. So.
And we could still take our vitamins, like my AM and PM packs.
We need to check on that one.
Okay.
We'll check.
I think you should be able to.
You should be.
You should, because there's no sugar in that, and there's no though that's just straight vitamins and minerals. So it should be okay, but we'll double check.
And I take the brain boost renewal pills and my iron pills. So I think
that's fine. I think all that's fine. I just think you just don't want to have sweets, and you don't want to have other stuff.
Okay.
And that's a really good question, June, about the onions, because you and I do a lot of cooking where we season with other things. So Brad, no onions in the meat, no chopped onions and stuff, garlic, ginger.
Following, I stick to very like I said, if you keep in mind, it's just the 11 days that you're doing this, and then you can start implementing those other ways that you normally do things after the fact. But I would stick with totally the basics. Just stick to the program if you can,
Right.
And before even personally, even the vitamins, I would hold off on those until you're done with the full 11-day and see how your body feels, because you're eliminating everything except for this great nutrition and then see where you're at there, and then start implementing those things back into your diet after the 11 days.
So I did see Crystal putting like a big piece of meat into a crock pot with like some Himalayan salt and butter and all, but she used like a herb, like a kind of dry rub mixture or something like that.
I think that's post
Okay.
the 11-day.
Maybe.
Post
Yeah.
the 11-day, you can do anything.
It has herb stuff in it. You can pour this in there and use it as your herbs.
That's a
Your
good idea.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
Use
think
that
she
in
did
the
it
hamburger
post.
meat.
I think she did
June.
it post the 11-day.
Yeah.
So
Okay, great. Well, we've got a great place to start. I put the website in there. I will add you guys into the Facebook group. And there's a really cool Zoom call that we have that they did at the end of the last, the one that you just finished, Brad, that Sean and Crystal did, and some great people were on. June, definitely people you'll remember.
and can I say something real quick? Sean and Crystal, they've done so much research on this because they both suffered from different ailments. His wife Crystal, I think, had a lot of breakouts on her skin,
Adult acne.
and
Yeah.
adult acne, and she was actually a plant-based person. Now, I'm not here to judge plant-based or vegetarian or vegan, but what she found was just being a plant-based person, that was actually causing more damage than it was good for her body, for her individual body. And when she went on this process and this protocol, it cleared all that stuff up. So that's why, as Brad was saying earlier, if you just go by the basic protocol program as it's set out in the ER shred, that's the best way to go. See how your body responds, and then go from there.
Yeah.
And
Awesome.
where are you seeing all of the ideas of her cooking? Is that
Facebook group.
That's
The Facebook group and also the website. There's a couple of videos in there, so you can see
Okay.
that. I will start sharing everything I get
Okay.
with you guys, so you
Okay.
guys have it. So Brad, this is amazing. Thanks so much for sharing this. Stay on for a minute. I'm going to stop the recording, but I just want to thank you. You are a natural. Your first time kind of doing the whole thing. This is how it all starts, and we have always known you're gonna do great things.
Beast mode.
That's right. That's right. So I'm gonna stop the recording, and hopefully this is gonna be really valuable for people. We are starting one this week, so people who watch this, please get with us as soon as possible so we can get you the information. We are also have the option of doing the regular 11-day, so have no fear. We'll meet you where you are and have get you to your best health. So, all right. Thank you so much. Okay.